Darth Vader.
Hello! Welcome to Academy Voices Live. It is good to be live again. All three of us are together, the three amigos. We are back, amigas, amiga people.
Do we do the salute though?
Oh, that's what I say. Huh, huh. Well, I can't remember. That's right. Huh. Oh, I did it, right?
I will.
Gabby said no, I'm not doing that.
I will throw my back out if I do that. Okay? That is not happening. That is instant neck pain.
Well,
right
at least
there.
we're not on the horses, right? At least we're not on horses.
have the horses.
I have three. I have three we could get on.
Perfect. Meant to
There
be.
you go. Yes, it is good to see everybody. Welcome to the Crazy Show. We are the people behind Academy Voices and Field Journey. So we do a bunch and our own businesses, and I think it's a moment to, not that everybody doesn't know because they do, but I do think it's we are running our own voiceover businesses on top of this. And,
Yeah.
there are times where our business goes down, and also there are times when it goes up. And when it goes up, we're busy, 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 and it can become challenging to do all of the things that we're also doing. So, just to say that we understand when that happens to you as well as voice actors, right? You've got lives, you've got stuff going on, and somewhere in between the challenges is to figure out how to make it all work. So, with any of that, the PSA for random reasons, we were talking about Academy Voices today. So, what's going on, ladies? How's everything on your neck of the woods? What's any particular things before we get into probably what everybody wants to know about is where are we with the website, Anthony? Yeah,
I think that's the big question.
that's the big question.
I think that's
For
the big question.
God's sakes, the website.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, we are. I'm actually extremely excited to announce that we have gone live for the beginning phases of our alpha testing. So that's very exciting. See, so now we are actually live. It's no longer just housed on my local server. It is live, and so that's good. And the site looks good, and it's working. And so now it's time for the three of us. We'll be the first people to start the testing. And we're gonna go through and testing everything. And I was just working on, so like yesterday I was working on random things, like for example, it's interesting that when we're in a website, you just don't think about things because you're so used to them. But when you're building a website, simple things like, how does your messaging tab look? And does it function right? Do you get notified when a message comes in? Also, when you send a message and you get a reply message, can you see those messages? Can you search those messages? Can you delete those messages? Can you do Now remember, when you use a platform that has built all this in their templates, it just comes to you. But as I'm building all of this from scratch, I built it all from scratch. You have to, it all has to be built. It just doesn't come, right? And then you think, and then it goes to, I don't like the way that looks, or that doesn't feel right, or how does that work? So there's a lot going on. So that was just something, even the messaging. And then yesterday I had Gabby and Angela, and I was like, wait, this section doesn't have what we need. This is not right. So you're gonna have to give me time to link sections. And I was like, sorry. So the first test, it worked. You logged on, and that worked. So that was good. And you
Good
got
start.
so that was a good start. And we wanted it to get where we needed it to go. But that's pretty cool. But the neat thing is there's going to be so many opportunities. And I think so I guess any questions that you ladies have, you can ask me about the website, because that'd be kind of cool, or people in the comments can ask about the website. But I guess I'm also very excited about where the website's going, and not just where we are. So where we're going is this website is the first phase in a multi-step process of us getting to eventually our own Academy Voices storefront. And I'm not sure if it's going to be called Academy Voices the storefront, but the idea here is that we will have our own exclusive content, our own entertainment for people to get through an app, through our store, where they can listen to serial audio productions, audio dramas, and I think they have some of these like people probably are very familiar with Pocket FM and a variety of these things. Pocket M is a company out of India and stuff. But
Can we call it Peakify?
Peakify? I don't know. I like it. We called we've already called one thing.
Peakatron?
Yes, we have our proofing tool. I called it. We called it Peakatron. That was the so. Peakify. Anyways, hey, why not? So yeah, but that's where we're going with all of this, and I think that's extremely exciting because when we started out on this whole thing, at least for me, and I want to get your guys' opinions. I don't want to be the one who talks this whole time, but your opinion. But I mean, I think with everything happening in the industry today, which is another interesting thing, I was just on. I can't say who it was and what they're doing because I promised I wouldn't because they're launching it soon. But I was just on the phone with a CEO of a big voiceover place, and they're doing some really big things soon. And there's so much happening in our industry now at lightning speed. And we started this wanting to give our students a way to earn actual money. And I think as time has gone on, again, being able for us to earn more money for our students is better because as our royalties and revenue goes up, I just cringe every time I know how much we actually are making, how much our students are actually making and not being paid because the retailers and stuff are taking 75%, of what we earn. So now, again, there's reasons that, they have all the traffic, but the point I'm trying to make is that, when we take over that and we're doing exclusive, think about how much more money that we can share with the narrators and authors, right? Instead of just losing, because we don't need to, I don't know why but anyways, we don't need to take that much money to still enjoy a good amount of money for all of us. So any Hoosers, yeah, so that's kind of the direction. It's a lot to get there, but we're in the first parts of it. So that's kind of exciting, right?
It's very exciting. Yeah, I was talking about it on my live on Tuesday about just how excited we all were when we went through the tutorial or the walkthrough last week.
Yes.
And what you've done is so impressive. And then all the tools that you're incorporated. It's going to be amazing. And then not only that, but then also the tools that we get to use on the back end as the team is going to make our job so much easier.
For sure.
So excited.
Yeah, I do. I think it's interesting too as we get, because I don't know, whenever you guys, don't you ever wonder whenever you go onto a platform or you join a place or you do something, you always wonder who made this? Like, were they people who were they just someone who woke up one day and was like they were in some other business, they'd never done voiceover, they'd never done something before. Do you know what I'm saying? And you do wonder sometimes, or are they even in tune with what's actually happening right now in the industry? Yeah. And I've wondered, with what we've built, I'm happy that no one else has like what we've put together, which is important. But I think that I wonder sometimes. So I think it's really cool that we have all of our perspectives that are going to be poured into the construction of this website. Yep. Right. And I think that's so the three of us will start. And we'll go through everything because I have access to try all of the things out, of course, and then we'll bring in a group of voice actors, and hopefully some authors as well. But you can be an author and voice actor. You know what I mean? It's just the ability to get that access to you. And then just try to, like some of the people in the chat were saying in Discord, try to break it. Right. I mean, I guess that's the idea, right? To go through this,
really good way to look at it.
To go through this thing and do it. So basically, how it will work, if anybody's interested, is it will be completely 1000% different than how it currently is at Academy Voices. You will not recognize it. Will be just completely different.
In a good way.
And right, in a very good way.
In a
I
very
mean,
good way.
I think in a very good way. I think
Yes.
people like. I think that there are some really cool things about how Academy Voices is set up right now, and we have, I think, I've taken those things and added them to what the rebuild is having, so that we still can have them. Like, for example, one of the things that people really enjoyed from an educational standpoint was having the option to listen to auditions, other people's auditions. That's not a thing like anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't do that anywhere. In fact, I actually do not know. I don't know if you can do it in Casting Call Club. I don't know if people said, but I don't think you can do it anywhere that I know of. And we're the only place that has ever done that. And it's a little thing, but a lot of people, a lot of feedback we got from a lot of different people, not just 2 or 3, but a lot of people were like, that's something we would love to have the option to continue to do, because it's so helpful to hear other people.
And I think that is also a key word, is that it's an option to do that. You don't have to do that on the new website. So if you're one of those who don't want everybody to listen to your audition, you don't have to.
Right, and that's what I wanted to do, right? I wanted to make it an option. So it's just a toggle button.
Yes.
So every time you do an audition for a job, you can toggle on or off whether you want it to be public. Do you know
That's
what I mean? For
fantastic.
someone to listen to. Yes. And
Yeah, it's those little things that
Yeah.
make such a big difference to voice actors. And once you get into the website, everyone will be able to immediately tell, like you said before, this was designed by someone who knows the industry, knows the concerns of a voice actor, an audiobook narrator.
Yes. Yeah. And I think
Tailored.
that's absolutely, that's a,
Yeah.
and I think and the cool thing about it too is that the process, I feel like, is going to be a million times easier. So basically, you're going to join. Once you join, you will have your own portal, your own dashboard that will not be shared. Currently, with where we are right now in Academy Voices, that whole library, that whole setup is shared, right? Meaning like everyone sees the same setup, as opposed to their own things, right? Like there is no way for you to set up your own profile. There is no way for you to have your own demo samples. We rigged it so where that it works, meaning like, there's 2 little, as you guys know, you log in and there's one that said, well, there's 3 there now, but it says, upload your PayPal information. It says, your payment information, upload your demo and headshot. And then there's a place for you to, join VO Journey Academy if you're interested. Well, those all go to Dropboxes or like outside stuff, right? They don't actually, and all the things we do, we have to manually take all of that, format it, use other tools to put the format, put it on the website. Then I have to host it on my own AWS servers, my own S3 buckets, which is separate from the Kajabi. Like it's so much of the time delay and speed and frustration that a lot of people have, right, is because everything that we do is manual. Mm-hmm. All 3 of us, every single piece is manual. Yeah. So this is a way for that to change. So when you join, I know Dropbox proxy. I know it is. It has been. And the wonderful thing is we've made it work. I mean, we've made it work. We've gotten to a point, but I think if we ever want to go beyond and reach to where I was going and really change the industry, I think we had to change this website first, because we've already at a point where even the amount. So we're about 700. I think I checked this morning. 730 audiobooks we have published now, and if you think about it, we've sold 111,000 audiobooks to date. By the way, that's a toggle thing on the website you get to see on the front page.
Wow.
As well as how many audiobooks we published and how many narrators and stuff we have. Anyways,
Wild.
and that goes up. That's a running tab every time we have a new data drop. So anyways, but okay, crap, what was I talking about? Because I was so happy about that. I was so thrilled about that. Yeah, squirrel.
Moose.
Oh, yeah. So when you join, All right. You're going to be able to, on the new website, you'll join, you log in, you have your own portal dashboard. The first thing you do is you can go to your profile and you can actually upload your headshot. You can upload, the types of voice styles you like. You can upload the pseudonym if you want to use one for everyone to see. Your description. You upload your up to 30 demos, and you actually will have your own profile page, all right, that people will be able to go to publicly. Okay, and this is something that I tried to set up early on the other website, but again, I had to do everything manually. So when we had 100, 200, 300, 400 people more signing up, it was just too much to do every single page manually, link everything. It was just because I had to do it all manually, and then I had to code the pages because what we were trying to use with Kajabi just didn't work with what we were doing. So I canceled all of that. I also had to cancel the ability for anyone to do any type of searching. If you'll notice on the stuff right now, you can't search for anything. There's no filters because there's none of that built in. And I tried to code that once and it worked, but the whole site almost crashed because it was built on top of other code. Anyways, the point is that that's all changed now. That's all going to be part of the website. You'll be able to buy the... Anyways, we'll get to that in a minute. So you log on as a narrator, you set up your profile and everything, you're good to go. You have access to auditions. So you'll see your own audition board, right? Where you can go in there and click on auditions. Right there. There's not a community. That's right. I did set that up. Yes, we do have a community announcement board. So there are announcements there. Sorry, I was just reminding.
I feel like we're seeing inside your brain.
Don't do it. It's scary in there. It's scary in there. I think everybody's just looking at me, smiling, like, "Oh, this guy's nuts." Yeah. So not a lot of sleep, a lot of caffeine. That's working out. But yes,
the day and night.
I know. I'm like, I'm ready. Are you ready? You're like, it's like 1 a.m. What the freak are you doing?
I was literally.
I'm like, oh, my bad. I didn't even notice.
So funny. No, it's so funny. It wasn't that late. It was like 9:30. But I go to bed early and I take sleeping meds. And
that's right, Ryan.
Like, I've got the login ready for you, and I was like, cool. First thing in the morning, and you were so disappointed. I was like, here's the thing: if I get on the computer right now, I'm gonna be seeing gremlins and hearing creatures that don't exist. I can't do that.
That's fun.
It could be. It could be.
Why does your site look like this, Anthony? So when you get on there, you're going to be able to see all of that, and it's set up I love this setup. It's just it's hard to describe how different it is, but it is actually built for us. And I think that's what's super cool about this. Now, next part is, right, we've got tools. And I think this is a really super cool part. Well, first off, here's a really neat thing. In the past, we've never been able to give you, we have your tracking your sales and tracking things. It's been very challenging in the past because with the amount of data and the different programs we used, right? And, putting it together, we had an incredible voice actor. She's amazing, Tiffany, and she had built all of this stuff for us, like a separate program that ran, its own. And anyways, point is that it was just so much data. Because you imagine 111,000 audiobooks sold, and all over 40, 50 retailers, libraries, ISBN numbers, and then God forbid names mismatch, which it happens, right? And so anyways, there's a lot of data, lots of data, and this. So first thing was able to take all this, and I was able to tell you guys, I was able to tell Tiffany the other day, you are good to go. You no longer have to worry about this anymore. Thank yous for your service. As Tiffany has been such a silent superstar for us because she's been the reason why in the back end financially we've been able to pay everybody, get all of the stuff correctly done, and she did a lot of work. So letting her hang up her hat and move on to greener pastures was a very exciting thing, because I know that was something that she did amazing with. But anyways, point is now you can track. Not only can you track, everybody can see their sales, and there's multiple tabs to track that, but also the system, as I built it, creates you earning statements. So based off of your stuff, you have monthly earning statements that you can download, which I think is super cool, right? For your service, for whatever you're doing. So that's one thing I really like. Now the tools. I think the tools are something that we're all very, very excited about. So we have a proofing tool. You upload your script, upload your audio, and it will proof your audio for you. Tell you what you've missed, tell you what you've misread, tell you, what you've not said, et cetera, et cetera. Give you play. It marks in the audio where you've done it. It'll show you. And the funny thing is as I go through these things, I'm like, what more can we add? And that's where I'm trying to get the feedback, because the more we can bring value to all of us, the better. So we have that, which is a super cool thing, and we've been able to create it and base it up 80% cheaper than competitors. And it's funny because I never set up the website. I was never thinking in my mind the website to be a tool competitor. But it's interesting now that I've created these tools. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. We have ways to. I mean, these tools can be like really competitive towards other tools that are out there. That was not my intention. So I don't have anything wrong with I don't have anything against those other tools, but we're way cheaper. So then we have a script prep tool, which I'm very excited about, because the script prep tool is something even though I love the proofing tool will save you an enormous amount of time. The script prep tool is something that will elevate your performance to really a next level. And I'm very excited about this tool because we keep adding to it, and getting things. And it's like, what else could we as a performer want from a prep tool? Let's think about it and brainstorm. So I'm very excited to get feedback on it and how it works. On how people like it. So that's going to be cool. So we have a script prep tool that's, again, a lot cheaper than anywhere else. Another tool we have is that ACX checker /fixer. Now this is interesting because you can fix your audio with it. Meaning, like, it's not just tells you what you're missing, but also you'll be able to fix it. Meaning, like, you press a button and it, like I said, if it's at 48,000 hertz and not 44.1, it'll change it to 44.1, right? If there's 2 seconds of dead space in the beginning, it'll change it to 0.7 seconds, right? And all the stuff. So that's a super cool thing, not only for you, because you can download that file. So I made the tools on purpose. I made them this way on purpose. They are not tied into your project. So that means you could use the tools for any project you have.
Oh,
Doesn't have to. No, I'm not saucy. You could use them for any project you might have, right? That doesn't necessarily have to be just the projects in our, in Academy Voices.
That's amazing.
Right? Because, come on. Why? Not that. We can share the love.
And he actually demonstrated all of these to us that day when we did the walkthrough. We, in real time, saw him upload a file that was not ACX compliant, pushed a button, and I went, boop, there you go. And it met all of the standards. It was
so fast.
super fast.
Very excited about it. I am
Yeah.
very, very, it's very cool. Okay, someone has a question. Ryan, my man. Ryan's awesome. Did you guys decide to allow profiles for a narrating team for duets? I thought I heard it discussed. Just curious. Yeah, good question. So, when an author puts up a book, or us, we can, that they can ask for duets, and that opens that up to, that being a tag or an option in the auditions. When it comes to duet profiles, I have not gone that far yet. And honestly, because I think I just need more feedback or more ideas on how we would do it within the system. Because it would almost like I'm trying to make our system to where it is less manual work from a standpoint of the day-to-day stuff and more more stuff, so like Gabby, Angela, and I can be doing the work, like curating and casting, publishing, like doing stuff that is going to like, because right now we're like manually doing so many things that are like just just spreadsheet typing in, like just so much things that are not actually us managing the creative part, right? And I think that's where I want to get to. So
You
I
can
don't,
make it a toggle.
but that's what I mean. But I got to figure
Yeah.
out how do we link, how do we create a profile? How do we create, like, it can't be a separate profile that two people log in. I don't know how to do it. We have to figure that out. That's all.
Well, we also will have authors that maybe already had a one person in mind versus another one. We would just need to know really if they're open to duets and
Right.
have that a toggle. But if they have a team, I see your point. That's going to be something completely different.
It sounds to me like it's a phase 2 item, but
Yeah.
for sure, I think it's something that we could figure out
Yeah.
with a specific section of the website.
Absolutely. And one thing that will be as we go down the road is audio dramas. I think will be a big part of what the final phases of when we're going to our own marketplace and doing our own curated work. Audio dramas, productions, multiple serial episodes, hundreds and hundreds of episodes. I think from a 10 to 15 minute episode, things like this is a model that is having that's very trending right now, and the increase we're seeing is not 50%. It's like thousands % of increase of people doing these types of subscribing tokens, where you get like 15-20 minutes of these series, and then you pay tokens, or you pay based off of how much you want to listen to and stuff like that. And it's a huge man. I've been in it, guys. I've been in it, and all the data just like so we're making it work. But there's a lot of stuff going on out there right now, and being tuned into it is important, I think, for all of us too as voice actors. And I know that's not necessarily what we're talking about today, but it is, like, that's been on my mind, is how are we preparing ourselves for the future, not just today.
Yeah.
So that's big, because the reality is future's going to look a lot different. Okay, what is this? Joy says, do you have a link to the location of your version of ACX? Not yet, Joy. Not yet.
Patience.
Patience,
it's
Joy.
Patience.
I love how like nonchalantly she asked us. She's like, "Hey, where's that at, by the way? So where can I find that thing?" I love it, Joy. Yeah. So yeah, not yet. When the site goes live, then it will be live.
Yeah.
For everybody. And when I meant live testing, so basically, like, as I built this, most time, at least for me, I built it on my server so that I could, view it in my browser and everything, but everything was housed within my server. There was nothing pushed to like, Laravel or, and nothing was stored in like my S3 buckets and AWS, all that kind of stuff. But now that we've gone live through Cloudflare, right? So, Cloudflare has that hosting. We're now in the browser, but it's still subdomains. So, it's not live yet. Like the site, Academy Voices is still where everybody goes, the current setup. But when we switch the toggle, it goes over. My hope is it depends. It depends if everybody joins and everything breaks.
Yeah.
I don't expect that to happen, but if it does, it'll be longer. But my hope is within the next month that, and that's partially because, people have schedules. I don't know how fast we're going to be able to test all of this. So, but hopefully in the next month, which is my hope is, I think we talked, wasn't it, by October? I think it was when we, because part of the interesting thing is our projects. So that's something like we got to talk about too, because if you're on the bed, we have a lot of projects going on right now, a lot. And there are a lot of projects that are also waiting to be published. As we publish daily, but because of limitations now, it's behind. It is what it is. But anyways, which is again another reason why I want to have our own storefront and our own stuff, so we're not limited by this. Anyways, I diversed. What did I say? Diverse? I don't know.
Digress.
Thank you. Digress.
We're with you.
You're on the same page.
We're with you.
But that's I think we have to also transition, right? So that means we're going to have a whole bunch of projects that are still going on that are not in the new website, and then the decision is, do we just try to go midstream and then download get all of those going into the site? But what's that mess? That's a mess. Or do we put new projects into the new website so that when we go live, there's projects ready to go there, and the other ones just stay, so we don't have to do all of that, which is what we're probably going to do. But that means we still have to. So yeah, it's
gonna be intense.
Yes, it's gonna be intense for a while. Okay, instead of a duet profile, what if you just picked multiple narrators and a set split amount? Well, that's what I mean. There's ideas. We're gonna have to take ideas and write them down, and see which ones, and then in the end, we'll have to test them to see if they actually, people, the authors or the people choosing actually, go for it. New logo on the site? Are you trying to say something, Ryan? Do we need a new logo? Hey, don't. Hey, we need a new logo, for God's sakes. I mean, say something. It does look a little tree-ish. The logo. Does not people like the logo? Okay. I don't. Angela, do you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say Ryan. What are you trying to say?
Let's all come dead last if we need to change.
Ryan's like, different color scheme, everything. I hate it.
But very politely.
Yeah. But love you guys.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay, could we have a drop down for narrators to opt into duet? And man, the duet thing is popular here.
Yes.
The duet and or full cast audio dramas. That way authors can see who is willing for this. Oh, yeah. Well, they currently have a way to do, I've not added full cast. That would be an interesting thing, and what that would look like. Full cast would probably have to be managed. I'm just saying, right? We'd have to have a managed project, which is fine.
If everybody had a designation, it would be easier for casting to figure out who's open to it, who's available to it. I mean, that might help. Authors, for sure.
So it's an easy thing to toggle on, right? For the purposes of the audition, right? There's a toggle, because there's a toggle for one narrator and there's a toggle for duet, and you have a toggle, and basically the toggle just indicates then in the audition that, hey, listen, this is for a duet, we're looking for these people, kind of thing, right? And then they still get the auditions and they can choose who they want, but that changes also in the back end how many narrators they choose. So there'd have to be a place to put the number of people in the cast they would want, because then that has to change how many. But then that changes a lot too, because it changes how many contracts go out. It also changes the pricing. Is everybody just priced equally? What if someone has 5 lines and the other person has 150,000 words? There's a lot to consider there, and that's why I think but it's definitely a thing to put in there. You know what I mean? Because then we'd have to probably that's why I'm thinking that's a challenge. I mean, you could do it equally, but that's not fair if someone has just a few lines and someone has the majority of lines.
Yeah, a flat per finished hour rate, depending on if it's dual or duet or full cast, and then it's prorated based on the word count that you have.
You could just do it by the word count that each one, but then the
That's
author
fair.
would have to know.
Well, yeah, you would have a set per finished hour rate, whether it's a
No, but I
duet or
mean the
dual.
author would have to know. I mean the author would have to know the words. Not that they shouldn't, but they'd have to know the word count of every character in order to put that in. We just have to figure it out. We have to figure it out. I'm sure there's a program I could write for that.
There you go. There's another tool.
It's another tool. Ryan says, "Just curious, man." I do. You don't have to, Ryan. I mean, it's okay, brother. I mean, I'm okay with it. It's it wasn't the logo we have now is not the logo. I've been thinking about changing it too, not from it, but just make it look simpler, because it was simpler at first. Then I made it because I like that tree look and everything, like it's a Nordic or whatever thing, and then the tree of life, isn't it? And then, anyways, whatever. Okay. I was wanting to
Anthony's spinning about it now.
use it to make something from my studio, but didn't want to do that if it was going to. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. I did not plan on changing the logo, so.
But
Duet
he's
is
thinking about it now.
That's right. Now I'm thinking about it. Duet is popular because I think we like the voice of others on the site. Okay. Yeah. Will there be a way to see status of our auditions, which have been cast, which ones are still pending? So yes, there is pending. So like a pending contract, you will be able to see. I've not put on. I have to look and see if I did a notification. Like if it's cast, do you get notified that it was cast? Like, do you get a message saying sorry you were not chosen? Right. And I think like that's, that I think I might have done that, but that's part of the testing. So we'll have to test that. But other than that, if would there be any more? Am I missing something? So you would see if a contract is pending. And if it hasn't been now currently, okay, this has been a lot of contention, not contention, but a lot of people questions that get a lot currently how the system works. So basically, Gabby puts up a job, or we have a job that goes up for an author, and you submit your auditions to that job. You upload them, right? And from there, we cast them. If we put a time limit on it, however, the time limit, unless we take it down, we keep it up. Because sometimes we don't have as many people audition for a particular piece, and we're trying to get more to audition, et cetera, et cetera. So, however, when we do when we do cast, we take that down. But there is no way currently with the system we have to notify you that it's been cast. It just disappears. Or we would have to notify potentially, 20, 30, 100 people. Okay, so that in the new system that will be changed. So at least if you at least get a notification saying you were not cast for this role.
You could even include like a signal light. I'm thinking of a signal light in my head on the project itself, where green means actively casting, yellow means in production, and red done. It's published. Just at a glance, so anybody looking at the project could see. So if you were the narrator versus...
Well, the project would disappear. So the audition will disappear once it's casted.
Okay, so you're just taking them off altogether.
Yeah, it just goes off. It automatically goes off once it's casted. And it's
Copy.
just strictly between the author and the narrator.
Got it.
At that point. I like that idea, though. That's kind of cool. But, yeah, it's just... but it does stay up during a pending contract because it's pending. And
Right.
someone might not accept the contract. So,
Yeah, that's fine. I was just thinking, I guess that some people don't always check their email, or email falls into spam or whatever, and they're still waiting to see if they got cast or not. But if they could go onto the website proactively and go, oh, okay, well, it's already been cast, I can move on with life. But the data that would have to be stored on the site in that respect would probably be a lot.
Yeah, I think a notification or a message that comes in your inbox that tells you would be fine, don't you? I think that would be easier. You know what I mean, as opposed to keeping it up, because we would have so many auditions that are just sitting there.
That's enough.
Yeah. You're right. It would just probably overwhelm.
Yeah, it'd be a
stuff.
lot of information.
Okay. Sage says, "Oh, for goodness sake."
Poor Anthony.
Of all the things, the logo. Okay, are the ratings for narrators moose related?
Brain, Ryan.
Like 3 moose, 4 moose. All right, now you guys are just getting crazy. All right, no, but we still have our spicy ratings. We still have our chili pepper ratings.
Good old peppers.
Yes. And one cool thing we have added is that in the catalog, at least for now, because the storefront comes later. I debated whether or not I wanted to have a way, because part of me wanted to build a way right away where someone could just buy and listen to the audiobooks from build our own storefront, almost like an
Peakify?
Etsy. Yeah, yes, Peakify. And from our website. But I decided against it because I was like, focus Anthony. Like, I'll spend a whole day, I'm going to do this. And then I get to the end of the day, focus Anthony. It's bad.
Focus
I
on
spent
the
like
have to have, and the
8
nice
hours.
to have would be later.
Yes, but at least I capture all of the information in my mind so that it can be used later. So that's important. But yeah, but what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the spicy. Yeah. What I was saying was so the cool thing about the catalog now is this will be the first time we've ever had a catalog that has all of our audiobooks that we have done. And every time a new audiobook goes live, it's on our catalog. And we can add links of course they go to a retailer, but we can add links directly to our retailers from our site, so you can share
also-
those. What's that?
Which also means if you are wanting to propose a book, maybe to add to the catalog, or if you have something you found on Project Gutenberg, you can search the library to see if it's already in the catalog. Yeah. You don't have to. There's just, it's less middle, right? There's no more middle. Anthony took out all the middle. So,
That's true, and I've added, so now you can, our entire catalog, you can search by, you can search either by author, you could search by narrator, you can search by genre. I was gonna stick out my middle finger. You
Don't
can
do
search by genre. You can search by moose antlers. Who's talking about the moose down there in the Alex? And you can search by like all those things, and you can find. I mean, it's unparalleled to anything we've had before. It really is. So
I think we need one more page on the website, Anthony,
okay.
for merch.
Merch.
Water bottles, mouse pads,
this poor man, his brain's gonna explode.
T-shirts.
You know how many years,
that you can
Angela,
wear at conventions. Hey, I'm on an audiobook roster.
we have had I think there's been years of people asking for merch, and I've tried it twice, and they've been huge disasters, and no one's ever bought anything, and it's never worked out right. And I don't know, I'm assuming it's because the designs was awful, so that could be an issue. But the
Could be
merch
something
thing
else
is
you
always
to test out. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to add more to your plate. I'm just saying somewhere in the future.
real yeah.
team collab on that, because I think it's doable. And to make things that are more on-demand print, style, and yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I will be honest with you. I think it would be cool. One thing that I actually wanted is, I noticed it was stickers. I think a sticker, like AV stickers, that would be kind of cool or something. Because I put stickers places, and then coffee cups. I mean, let's be honest, we're coffee junkies. I'd love to have a coffee cup, and I did have, but the design, like, people won't buy it if it looks crappy too. That's the thing. You got to have a nice, like, coffee cup.
Well, it has to
design.
say something cheeky on it.
No, it's,
And then with your logo,
Ooh, someone says logo contest. What logo contest? For God's sakes, people, why are we going to change the logo? What in the world? Is it that bad? Really? Am I just, no one's saying anything to me? Is the logo that bad?
Head, man.
Caesar, no Caesar, bad Caesar, no.
Hey, Caesar, this is what Academy Voices underwear. The front could say humans. Oh, no, the back says exit. The guy doesn't say back door.
Honestly, the logo is so small right now. It's hard to even. I think that's the issue. I think it's very small, and it's hard to make out like what it is. And I think that might
That's
be
true.
why people are saying that. So maybe
Eventually, what I wanted was what I eventually wanted, which is kind of what's there a little bit, was the A and then the V as part of it.
The interlocking,
Right,
sure,
and
but
I
think
no,
it's
Anthony.
a little bit bigger.
Yeah, no, I hear you. We can streamline the logo, I think. Come on, guys, it's a family show. Yes, I agree, Ben. Caesar is bad influence on me. So
That's why he's spicy.
yes,
Caesar.
spicy Caesar. So I think that is something that we can tackle down the road, is definitely, and that's the thing, guys. We could do whatever we want, everybody. I mean, we're all willing to go for the gold here. But I do think that anything that we want on this website, this is the time for this is time for ideas. This is the time to build it.
Yeah.
Because I was honestly trying everybody the other day. I was like, is there any other tools? What are more tools? Do we need to invent some tools? Like, what else could we use? I think the only other tool that would truly be revolutionary, and I don't know how we would build it, would be you upload your audio and it just makes it sound good. That's there are, you know what I mean? Like, it mixes everything for you and stuff.
What
That
about
would
a
be-
single page website creator or a logo creator or
Now,
mean, there's
those are something that we could do, but that would probably be more under VOJ. So we would build, right? Don't you think, instead of Academy
Oh,
Voices?
I mean, yeah, but you're thinking of, think
Tools,
of
right,
everything
right.
that a voice actor is looking for, especially in the beginning. They're looking for ways to set the foundation, kind
well,
of
if this all goes and
business
works,
cards.
no, you're right. If this all works out right, I will rebuild VO Journey's website, and that will be, so we will end up. We've been on Kajabi for 8 years. And Kajabi's done a good job, but I think
Look
that
at what you've done with it in that time.
it's been wonderful, really. But we pay a lot a month. Kajabi's made a small fortune from all of us, so it's funny because the hosting and everything is still, with what we're doing with our own stuff, is just still way cheaper. Well, of course, because Kajabi's a business and they got to make money. But the point I'm trying to make is that we'll build that, so then we'll be able to put. I mean, I imagine what we can offer there. I mean, that'll be incredible as well. And I guess then it will go back to, does Academy Voices and VO Journey merge in some way to where it becomes one? I don't know. That's for down the road. But for now, this ain't Thursday evening season. But yeah, I love all the ideas, and we're going to be, Gabby and Angela, let's talk about how are we going to choose people to be in the alpha and beta testing, or the beta testing. How are we going to choose people?
I think you already made it clear in Discord. I mean, anybody who was active. However, not everybody on Discord is in Academy Voices or vice versa. So,
I was
but
going
you
to
want,
meeny, miny, moe it. That was
Yeah.
just my,
well, that might work too. I guess from a pool of people who are interested.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I think that it all comes down to how active you've been on Academy Voices thus far, how many projects you've successfully completed, and, I think we're going to have a little bit more of a preference towards those folks because they mastered the old system, so now we want to
Yes.
see if they're able to master the new one smoothly and without issue.
Yep.
And then we're probably also going to select some brand new people to the platform who have never experienced the old one to see how easily they navigate the new and take to it.
Yeah, that's a great point. One cool thing about another cool feature I built into this is that if you're in VOJ, there is a code, and it's called it's a code that you get, and when you go to when you go to sign up, now all you do is type in the code, and that gives you your account, right, from VOJ. So you no longer have to sign up with some mysterious sign up link that's hidden in Discord and all that jazz that we used to do, because it was like a separate product. God bless you,
Bless you.
everyone. So that's I find that neat, and I can change it right in the admin tog, which is kind of cool for me. Sage says, anything, Anthony? Anything.
Oh boy.
I mean, that helps voice actors.
That's a can of worms right there, Anthony.
Real.
That's
That
a
helps voice
can
actors.
of
One
worms.
thing I've wanted to do, and I'm still trying to figure out what that would look like for everybody, because you notice I added the tool of building a social media clip. Like I think part of the success of everybody in Academy Voices, like your personal success, will depend on how well you also market your work. And I know there's a lot of people out there like, I don't want to market, but guys, we've got to kind of get past that some, because this is your opportunity to take matters in your own hands, and you really need to these days, okay? Because there's just so much noise out there. So building tools where people can actually use on their social media or something, maybe a tool that helps you build a plan for your marketing that's geared specifically towards voice actors. I don't know, like that could be something interesting. I know we talked about a CRM, where you could store. That was something that was definitely a cool thing to do. But because I know they have, we talked to, what was that other one out there right now that's the most well-known one for voice actors? I think another one just got made too.
Oh, there's a couple of new ones.
Yeah.
VoiceOver View? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, voiceover view. Yeah. But I noticed that a lot of times the tools there's so much in them, you end up you don't use 90% of the tool, right? You only use a specific amount of it too. So I'm sure there's something there. But again, I want to make sure that what we're doing is still kind of staying in the same vein of what Academy Voices is, right? We are, making audiobooks, and we're selling audiobooks and earning revenue for our voice actors, right? It's and our authors, right? I mean, that's the point of it. So like, we would stick around because you're right. We could make websites. We've all wanted to do lots of things, right? For a VO Journey, like VO Journey Academy. But yeah, if you've got any other ideas, since we've got our proofing tool and our script prep tool, we've got a tool that takes your project, adds. You can choose how when you want it to, like how long you want it to be, between 15 and 60 seconds. And it will add an audio visualizer. It will add captions and your narration and your audiobook cover, and it will create an MP4 for you in portrait or in portrait view for socials. So that's a cool thing. And I did bundle, so people talked about a bundle. So the tools are going to cost some money because it does cost money for us to run, for us to I had to make them. They cost money.
But the bundle
it's a bundle.
Is more cost effective than having all of the competitors' tools individually.
I mean, the
Right.
bundle price is not even. I mean, it would be, yes, it's cheaper. Yes, just all the
yes,
way around.
Anthony,
Just
yes.
yes. But you can also still have a membership without the bundle. You know what I mean? And what's included in the membership that you don't need the bundle for is the ACX checker and fixer, I guess. The sampleizer. What's the sampleizer?
The clip, the video clip creator, the sampleizer, maybe.
Yes. The Peakizer.
The Peakinator.
The Peakinator. Could that be? I mean, would you imagine if I named all the tools like Pika something? We already have Pikatron. What would the script? What would the script tool, the script prep be? Pika
The Pika
Prep.
Prepper.
Pika Prep. Pika Prep. I'm doing
I
it.
love that.
Pika Prep. This is so bad. And then what's the
Pikify.
Well, the Pikify is going to be, that's the, which one did we say that was going to be the name of the?
That's going to be your app for which you can listen to our
Yes,
catalog and
yes.
purchase our catalog on this
Yes.
Pikify.
Pikify. I love it. Pika Prep. There's Pika.
Peekaboo.
There's Pikatron. And then the other one is called Knit Pika. ACX check can be called Knit Pika. I'm doing it.
Oh goodness.
We're going to do it. I like the Pikanizer.
And then we have the Pika Proofer. Oh, that's the Pikatron.
Pikatron. Then we got Pika Prep.
The video clipper, or the video creator is the Pika Clipper or the Pika Clip.
Pika Clip. I love the
P Clip.
P Clip. We're gonna P Clip. People are gonna people are gonna be like, "What in God's holy name?" Are they?
Gabby's just staying out of it. She's just
It's just-
Then there's going to be copyright infringement with, Pokemon and Pikachu.
No, they
because-
took
What's
my.
his
They
name?
took my
They're gonna
name.
want the logo
They
big.
took my name. I was before Pikachu.
well. I don't think we were being 100%.
Well, we don't say
serious with
Pikachu.
Pika, but
I am. I'm gonna do it. But we didn't say Pikachu. So I actually thought about Pikachu, but that would be nice.
it should be something Academy Voices. It should be something linked to Academy Voices. Because that would make more sense. Pika is fun, but
It could
Gabby
make
has
sense.
a point.
You done it now. All right.
Pika bag?
Another meeting.
Pika bag?
So I'm just don't mind me.
Pika bag is the bundle, I think. I love it. Pika bag.
Pika bag. Jesus.
Oh my gosh. You guys are going to laugh until you come on and it's actually called that. You're going to be
Okay,
like, oh
so
no.
for those of you on Academy Voices and or Discord, there has to be a thread or something that we can, or like a hashtag or something that we can, where people can give us their suggestions and ideas for names, logos.
Well, we do. So
Tools.
in the disc, well, we don't have, and that's problem. We have an announcements board on Academy Voices. So you could do that there, but there's no way. It's not like a thread. It would just be comments. So I guess I could post the comments and pin it or something. That could do that. But in the Discord at the bottom, we have the new AV website ideas, and that's where you can stick all of your ideas. It's right there. It's been going on. We've had a bunch of people posting down there, so please feel free to go. I think it's hashtag new AV website ideas. So you can go to that. But yes, any of the lawsuit with Pikachu will be like the one with Bucky's. Well, guys, if we get to that size where we're really having that issue, I will happily change the names quickly.
You were concerned with future-proofing the website, so we should probably think about names that won't get you into hot water. I mean, don't assume that you're going to stay small. Never assume that you're going to stay small, Anthony. So, future-proofing these would behoove you now versus in the future.
All right.
Not to kill your buzz. I know you're super excited.
I'm not changing
And
Pikatron.
It is super funny, but
I'm not changing Pikatron.
No, never.
All right. Well, when does Angela become the adult in the room? What is this junk? All right. Okay, real life is calling. Good to see everyone. All right, you guys. I think that calls it a day. We really appreciate you guys as always. Make sure you're checking out. By the way, if you've been waiting to join Academy Voices, I still say go ahead and join because it's not going to cause any issue with you being on the new website. And all the opportunities, all the jobs and everything there are available right now. Do you know what I mean? So you don't have to wait for that. And if you want to have the best of both worlds, right, then joining VOJ, you get access to not only VO Journey Academy, but also Academy Voices as part of that. So, all right. John Oliver will have some pick-off merch. I don't know. I think we definitely can play around with the merch on that maybe. All right, guys. Yeah, we got a jet. Have a good one, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye. Look, Gabby's like, I'm getting out of here.
I'm out.
Right, bye, everybody.